We have no clue what's in these glasses, but we're going to taste it totally blind, and we're going to see if it gets the old, it's over here, stamp of approval with a thumbs up. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh, and we are not a whiskey review channel, but a whiskey reaction channel where we taste things completely blind, and that reaction serves as your review. You're going to get to see it all play out here on camera. We drew this sample jar right here at random from our blind sample pool, full of a bunch of bourbons, ryes, and international whiskeys. This particular sample is in a clear jar, so we know it's bourbon or rye, but that's all we know. And we're going to smell it, taste it, give it a rating, see what we think about it, find out the price and see if that changes how we feel. That's a big part of this because we're doing all that before we know what we're drinking. Then we find out the pour at the end and kind of do a little recap there. So it's a great way to do this for us, and we think it provides a ton of value for you as the viewer to get the most honest opinions separate and apart from labels and hype and bias. So we're going to get into these in just 1 minute. First, we have to talk about today's video sponsor, ZBiotics. We don't record videos, we don't do live streams, we don't do barrel picks, and we don't even hang out and have any drinks with our friends without having a ZBiotics first.
Facts.
It is a pre-alcohol probiotic that works on the gut level with a bunch of science stuff that is way over our pay grade, but you just take these out, give them a good little shake, crack them open and put them down the hatch. Tastes like a better tomorrow. It does. I mean, honestly, there have been a time or two where we've forgotten our ZBiotics, and we definitely can tell a difference. So it makes a huge difference for us.
Absolutely.
That 12-pack is done. Our next 12-pack from our subscription has already come in.
Yes.
We are customers ourselves, as well as them being video sponsors. So that's how much we like and believe in this stuff. We put our money where our mouth is, and we think it is a fantastic product that you should absolutely check out. That is, if you care about feeling your best the next day after having some pours. If you don't care about that, maybe it's not for you, but who doesn't want to feel their best? I mean,
I do.
I mean, yeah, we're in our 40s now. Like, it's not easy to feel your best.
No.
And ZBiotics,
you sleep wrong and you don't feel good.
Exactly. But ZBiotics helps us do that. You can definitely check them out at the link in the video description below for 15% off, or you can be like us, subscribe as well as use that code or that link, and that's going to get you even more money off of your first order. And if for some reason, some crazy reason it doesn't work for you, they have a money back guarantee. Yep. 100%. So there's no risk, all reward. And the benefits here are that you feel awesome the next day after having some pours. So absolutely love this stuff. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring the video and helping us all feel our best the next morning. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the nose on this glass. See what we're working with.
Ooh, it smells craft.
Oh, this smells almost offensively craft. It smells so grainy.
And I have to explain what I mean by that, but when you know, you know. Like, it smells like off-grain, off-profile grain. And, like, not one of the major distilleries' grain. Like a specific to this region grain, whatever the region is. And I don't usually like that.
Yeah, you know, the thing, and we talk about this a lot. People sometimes will leave in the comments, what do you mean by craft? What do you mean by crafty? Erin just kind of encapsulated it.
Yeah.
A lot of the legacy distilleries and the best craft distilleries, they age their whiskey in such a way to where it picks up, I mean, most of the flavor and color of bourbon and rye and most whiskey does come from the barrel. And so barrels don't smell like this.
No.
Barrels smell good. They have vanillins and, again, back to the ZBiotics thing.
Scientific
whatever's
things.
Whatever's in a barrel, whatever happens chemically with distillate and barrels, above my pay grade.
Yeah.
But the best bourbons and ryes, you get that kind of barrel quality on them.
There's a similarness to them.
Yeah.
Because they probably are using similar starting points. Or even if it's craft, the grains that they use are more similar to a legacy distillery.
Yeah. And this it doesn't smell like barrel, really. I mean, a little bit's in there, but it just really smells like a lot of grain.
Funky grain.
Funky grain. And that's not typically our favorite.
Correct.
Let's see if we can
Some people love that.
Let's see if we can get anything else on the nose.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to get anything else other than just that craftiness, I mean, I'm getting some chocolate, kind of like a caramel corn type of thing, and just corn husk. That's really about it. But it's really corny. and not like my hilarious dad jokes.
Corn
but
husky.
yeah, there you go. All right, let's get this on the palate.
It tastes like it smells.
I think it actually tastes better than it smells.
There's more sweetness to it
Yes.
on the palate than there is on the nose, but it's still such an off-profile grainy note that I don't tend to love. Like, it's just not in my preferred flavor palette.
Yeah, the vision it put in my head is like those old corn husk dolls. Like, if you could think about what one of those smells like, that's what this tastes like. And it's kind of what it smells like too.
Yeah.
And it's been trapped in an attic. Like, you open the attic door and the only thing in the attic is a attic full of corn husk dolls that they've been keeping because whoever...
That's not creepy at all.
It kind of actually would be terrifying. But,
Yeah.
you know, whoever owned this house where this attic exists, that's what they did in their spare time, is just make corn husk dolls.
And then just throw them in the attic.
And they made a surplus, and those got stored in the attic, and that's what this smells and tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not typically the type of thing I reach for. That doesn't mean I'm not going to give it a fair shake.
Yeah.
But just know up front that this isn't really our thing, so we're kind of judging it on what it is, not based on whether we would like to drink it or not. You'll see that play out here.
I will say I've taken a second sip. It does seem proofy. I do think there's some proof there. So this is probably going to be expensive because it's craft and it's proofy. I bet it's not going to be cheap.
Oh boy. Okay. First sip was more promising than the second sip to me. Man, there's like it's wild because it's sweet and bitter at the same time. There's like a bitter, woody element that hits mid-palate and just carries all through the finish, and it's lingering right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
And to me, it's actually, I find it personally off-putting.
Yeah.
But I do like really sweet things, and I tend to prefer sweeter pours over pours that kind of have this bittersweet quality to them. Well, I mean, I don't have other comments really. There is like a fruitiness in there, kind of like it's almost like a cherryish type of note, close to, but it's just so covered up with the corn, the caramel corn, the corn husk, and then that bitter woodiness that it's just not for me. But where are you at on this?
It's not for me either. I'm honestly going to give it a thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's just not for my flavor. Like, the flavors that I tend to gravitate towards, this is not that. And so why would I buy it?
I'm with you 100%. I'm thumbs down as well, just because I would not buy a bottle of this. However, before we find out price and all that stuff, I want to ask you a question. Do you think it's bad whiskey?
If you like the taste of a crafty whiskey, if you like things that are off profile from like a legacy distillery, no. I think this is well made.
Yep.
I can taste quality. I don't know if that's the right way. It feels well made. It doesn't seem like corners were cut. It seems there is a full flavor. It's a full flavored whiskey. I just don't like the flavor. So I think it's well made. I think if you like craft whiskey, you like the craft flavors, this would be a good buy. I'm curious to see what the price is though, because I think it's proofy and I think it's going to be expensive.
I agree with all that, which is why I asked the question.
Yeah.
It's not for me. You said it perfectly. It is full of flavor. It's just that the flavor that it's full of is not a flavor that we prefer.
Yeah.
That's just a personal preference thing. We're making a personally subjective rating on our appreciation of the whiskey as far as the flavor goes.
Well, in this instance, we're talking about if we would spend our money on it or not.
Right.
So just to give some clarity on whether or not you would want to spend your money on it or not, if you like the traditional legacy distillery flavors, you probably wouldn't. If you are a little more adventurous than us sometimes and like more of a crafty note or are fine with it, this may be something you might want to try.
Yeah.
It's not for us.
I can taste the quality. We've tasted, you and I, over the 4 years of this channel almost, we've tasted thousands of whiskeys, like on camera, off camera, whatever. We know good whiskey. We know bad whiskey. This is not categorically bad whiskey. It's just that it's not to our flavor.
Yeah,
profile.
we typically like a concentration of flavor, and that isn't here. It's just the concentration of flavors we dislike.
Exactly.
Okay, what are we drinking?
Let's find out price
how
first.
much is it? Yeah.
It's not going to change our opinion on whether we would buy it or not.
Yeah.
It's going to stay thumbs down, but price-wise, this is number 73. It does have proof. It does have a big punch of flavor.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was like $75, $100.
It's 95.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking it would be, just based on what I was tasting. Again, it does taste high quality, does taste good for what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked.
100% agree. I think, especially if you are a big fan of craft whiskey, I would say that this is like, I would try to find somewhere to try this because I think it is well worth trying. You just can't, you can't go off of our personal preferences here. Cause like, if you don't like sushi, it doesn't matter how good the sushi is. You're not going to give it the sushi restaurant a high rating because you just don't like sushi. That's kind of what we're in right here.
So if you're a regular viewer of the channel and you know you more closely align with Josh's palate or mine, you probably won't like this. If you differ from what we like a lot of times, you might. So just, to each their own with this. But for us, it's a no. It's a no dog.
It's a no dog. All right, what are we drinking?
We are drinking Wood Hat Bloody Butcher Red Corn Whiskey. Is 121.6 proof, which
Proof is there.
The proof is there. And this is a Missouri corn whiskey.
Corn whiskey, yeah.
And this is thanks to Mark Christensen.
Mark, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mark sent us a sample a long time ago.
Did he?
Yep. And I forgot I put it in the pool. That is a wild pour.
It's wild, and you can tell it's a wild grain. Corn.
Yeah.
We thought it might be corn, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it smells very craft bourbon-y. And like, not that corn whiskey and bourbon are dramatically different than each other. It's just that corn whiskey has a much higher percentage of corn in it. And that definitely shows up here. So if you've seen this pour sitting on the shelves and you've wondered about it and whether or not it's for you or whether you would like it, the quality's there. It's just a matter of, do you like that flavor profile or not? And only you can decide that. All we can do is speak to our personal preferences here. And hopefully that helps you make an informed decision based on whether you align with us or not, as Aaron was saying. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want more unbiased content like this, and hit that bell if you want to join us for a live stream. It'll let you know when we're going live, which is once a month, and it'll help out. So also check out a link to our Patreon down in the video description below if you'd like to join in over there. Find a great online home where we're chatting whiskey all day long over on Discord once you get through Patreon. Patreon is also where we release our barrel picks, bonus content, do giveaways, all kinds of stuff is happening over there. And if you want some shirts like this one and others, you can check out stuffandwhiskey.com. It's got shirts, hats, drinkware, all kinds of sort of stuff over there. So
check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it, even though we didn't
necessarily
necessarily love the whiskey. It was fun.
It was
so
fun.
Thank you for
and
watching.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Be good to each other, and until next time.
Cheers. You know, some people say the hokey pokey is what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
I think it's drinking whiskey with your friends, though.
Put your right foot in. You put your right foot out. Can I?
I don't want that.
Okay.
I'm just smelling it out of curiosity.
Can we just combine?
I don't want to continue drinking it.
Look at that pour.
I feel like you could melt. This could melt a glass.